Rome, July 10, 1973. The warm Italian night air offered no warning to 16-year-old John Paul Getty III as he strolled through the Piazza Farnese. He was a bohemian teenager, living a carefree life of art and rebellion, but he also carried one of the heaviest names in the world. In the early hours of the morning, a car pulled up, and members of the ruthless Calabrian mafia, the Ndrangheta, snatched the boy from the streets. They vanished into the darkness, taking with them the grandson of the richest man on the planet, setting the stage for a ransom standoff that would shock the globe and redefine the limits of family loyalty. Before we dive deeper into this chilling tale of wealth and betrayal, remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. The kidnappers quickly issued their demand, a staggering $17 million for the safe return of the boy. They assumed that J. Paul Getty, a billionaire oil tycoon whose wealth was legendary, would simply write a check to save his flesh and blood. However, they severely miscalculated the patriarch's cold pragmatism. From his sprawling estate in England, the elder Getty flatly refused to pay a single cent. He publicly reasoned that he had 14 other grandchildren, and if he paid a ransom for one, he would be putting a price tag on the heads of all the others. Furthermore, some family members initially suspected the rebellious teenager had staged his own kidnapping to extract money from his notoriously stingy grandfather. As the summer dragged into autumn, the teenager languished in a series of remote hideouts in the rugged mountains of Calabria. He was kept chained to a stake in a cave, enduring freezing temperatures, meager rations, and the constant threat of death. His mother, Gail Harris, who had divorced out of the Getty fortune and had no money of her own, desperately pleaded with the kidnappers and her former father-in-law. The captors grew increasingly frustrated by the billionaire's silence and the family's inability to produce the funds. They realized that their high-profile hostage was becoming a liability, and they needed to send a message that could not be ignored. In November, the standoff took a gruesome and horrifying turn. A daily newspaper in Rome received a package containing a lock of reddish hair and a severed human ear. A typewritten note accompanied the grisly delivery, stating, "This is Paul's ear. If we don't get some money within 10 days, then the other ear will arrive. In other words, he will arrive in little bits." The brutal mutilation finally shattered the illusion that the kidnapping was a hoax. The photographs of the mutilated boy, pleading for his life, circulated in the press, forcing the Getty patriarch to finally come to the negotiating table. Even in the face of his grandson's mutilation, J. Paul Getty remained a ruthless negotiator. He eventually agreed to a drastically reduced ransom of $3 million. However, he only contributed $2.2 million of his own money, the maximum amount that was tax-deductible. The remaining $800,000 was structured as a loan to his son, John Paul Getty Jr., at a 4% interest rate. The ransom was delivered by a trusted intermediary, dropped off on a snowy mountain road in southern Italy, finally securing the release of the traumatized teenager. On December 15, 1973, John Paul Getty III was found shivering at a gas station in the province of Potenza. More than 5 months after he was first taken, he was alive, but the ordeal had left deep physical and psychological scars. When the boy attempted to call his grandfather to thank him for paying the ransom, the billionaire reportedly refused to come to the phone. The golden grandson would struggle with addiction and trauma for the rest of his life. A tragic testament to a kidnapping where money was abundant, but compassion was fiercely rationed. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.